Hey guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with LeanGains.com, where we got workouts that work, eats that satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So LeanGains takes 3 dieting approaches and melds them into one. It takes what's known as intermittent fasting, which has been a buzzword for the last couple of years already, a macros approach to dieting, and calorie cycling, and mold them all together. So intermittent fasting, right? Intermittent fasting is exactly what it sounds like. For part of the day, you're fasting, and for part of the day, you're eating. So you're partially fasting throughout the day, and you're partially eating. It can be different protocols. There could be a 12-12, which is you're eating for 12 hours, you're fasting for 12 hours, and vice versa. Or it could be the 18-6, which is what Wolverine did for which is what Hugh Jackman did for the Wolverine movie, where he fasted for 18 hours and ate for 6. Or you can, fast for 24 hours once a week or something like that, or a couple days a week, but pretty much you're fasting intermittently throughout the day or throughout the week. The macros approach to dieting is you pretty much find, and some people call it, if it fits your macros, where they say if it fits your macros, you can eat whatever you want. Now, we'll talk about that later in another video blog post, but just to get the idea of what I'm talking about when you're saying if it fits your macros, what happens is you have a set caloric intake that you're going to have for the day. It's less if you're trying to lose weight, it's a certain number if you're trying to maintain weight, and it's another number, a higher number if you're trying to gain some lean mass or mass in general. So regardless, you have your set caloric intake for your goal. You set that to, let's say, 2,000. I'm just shooting out numbers. Now, you're going to eat 2,000 calories a day. So what happens? Your macros are your macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So you take that 2,000 calories a day that you're going to eat, and out of those 2,000 calories, you're going to eat X% of those calories from protein, X% of those calories from carbs, and X% of those calories from fats. So at 2,000 calories, let's say 50% of your calories are going to be coming from proteins. And these are just numbers again I'm spitting out. 30% of the 2,000 calories is going to be coming from carbs, and 20% of those 2,000 calories are going to be coming from fats. Now, these numbers are different, these percentages are different for everybody, so you got to sort of find what works for you. But the if it fits your macros approach pretty much says, hey, if it fits within those macros, you can have Pop-Tarts, you can have Hershey's Kisses, you can have whatever you want, you can have McDonald's and fries. Maybe that's why Ocho Cinco killed it, I don't know. But that's the if it fits your macros approach. Now, calorie cycling is sort of what it sounds like. You're calorie cycling on a day-to-day basis. So, and I actually still do this. What I do is, I know my daily caloric intake is going to average out to, for the whole week, to a daily number of, I don't know, for me right now, if I'm maintaining, it's 3,200 calories, right? So, one day I might eat 4,000 calories, and then I cycle. The next I might eat 1,200, and then the next I might eat 3,500 calories, and then the next day I might eat 400 calories. Just throwing out numbers. Now sometimes I do go really, really high, and sometimes I do go drastically low. But what I'm trying to do is at the end of the week, I'm trying to average out of those 3,200 calories, or let's say it's 1,700 calories if I'm trying to cut, or whatever I'm trying to do. So that's the deal with the calorie cycling. Now, there is one more tool in the toolbox that LeanGains uses, and that's actually cycling your carbs and your fats, right? So you'll have a high carb, low fat day, and then the next day you might have a high fat, low carb day. So LeanGains uses calorie and carb/fat cycling. On the days that you work out, you have higher calories, higher carbs, and lower fats. And then on your off days, you have lower calorie intake with lower amounts of carbs, higher amounts of fat. So you're cycling fats, carbs, and calories throughout the week. And it's sort of, we'll talk more about the science behind it later, but it's, keeping your body guessing and giving your body some of what it needs on certain days. So LeanGains approach takes intermittent fasting, combines it with sort of an if it fits your macros approach, and calorie/micronutrients cycling. My name is Rolando Rodriguez with LeanGains.com. Please let us know if you got any questions or comments about this topic down below. Be sure to check out the next video. Subscribe if you like. Thumbs up me if you like. Thumbs down me if you don't like. But I appreciate it anyways. You guys have a fantastic week. Peace.